I'm about to give you 5 specific questions that will expose an affair without her even realizing you're testing her. And here's what makes these questions so powerful. They're designed to bypass her prepared lies and trigger the psychological defense mechanisms that reveal the truth through her reactions, not just her words. Here's what you need to understand. People having affairs operate in 2 realities simultaneously. There's the reality where they're faithful partners, and the reality where they're betraying you. Managing both realities creates enormous cognitive load. These questions are designed to increase that load until the stress reveals itself through her reactions. Let me show you exactly how this works. Question number 1. Who's been making you laugh lately? This question seems innocent, just friendly curiosity about her social life, but it's psychologically loaded for someone hiding an affair. Here's why it works. Affairs almost always involve humor and laughter. The other person makes her feel light, happy, seen. She's been laughing with him, probably more than she laughs with you lately. Your question forces her to instantly scan her recent memory for laughter moments, and the affair partner will dominate those memories. Watch her reaction carefully. If she's innocent, she'll answer naturally. "Oh, my coworker Sarah told the funniest story yesterday." Or, "That video you sent me was hilarious." The answer comes easily because there's nothing to hide. But if she's having an affair, you'll see hesitation. Her brain is rapidly calculating. If she mentions him, will it reveal too much? If she doesn't mention him when he's the actual answer, is she lying by omission? This creates visible stress, a pause before answering, breaking eye contact, touching her face or neck, changing the subject quickly. I had a client who asked his girlfriend this exact question during dinner. She froze for 3 full seconds, then said, "I don't know, nobody really," while looking at her plate. 3 seconds of silence for a simple question about laughter. He knew immediately something was wrong, because she usually had stories ready. Later, he discovered she'd been having an emotional affair with a coworker for 5 months, and their text conversations were filled with inside jokes and humor. She couldn't mention him without revealing the intimacy, so she froze. Here's the psychological mechanism. When someone's having an affair, the affair partner occupies enormous mental space. They're thinking about this person constantly. So when you ask a question that naturally brings that person to mind, they have to actively suppress the honest answer, and that suppression creates observable stress. Watch for the pause, the deflection, the vague answer that doesn't actually answer the question. Question number 2. What's something you've been wanting to tell me but haven't? This question is psychological brilliance because it creates immediate internal conflict. If she's hiding an affair, there's literally something huge she wants to tell you but can't, either because of guilt, because she's not ready to end the relationship, or because she's still deciding what to do. Your question makes that hidden thing rush to the forefront of her mind. Watch what happens when you ask this. An innocent person might think for a moment, then mention something small. "I've been meaning to tell you I scratched your car." Or, "I want to talk about visiting my parents next month." They're searching their memory for something they forgot to mention, but someone hiding an affair experiences instant panic. The thing they haven't told you is massive, relationship ending, constantly on their mind. The question makes them think about the affair immediately, and they have to quickly pivot to something else. You'll see anxiety spike, widened eyes, sharp intake of breath, body tensing, followed by obvious effort to appear calm. The psychological mechanism. Guilty people are hyper-aware of their guilt. It's constantly running in the background of their mind. When you ask a question that invites confession, even indirectly, it triggers the thing they're hiding. The affair rushes to consciousness, and they have to visibly suppress it. That suppression, the visible effort to not say what they're actually thinking, that's what you're watching for. Question number 3. If you could change one thing about our relationship, what would it be? This question is devastating for someone having an affair because it forces them to articulate dissatisfaction while hiding the real solution they've found. Affairs usually happen because needs aren't being met. The affair partner is meeting those needs. But she can't tell you that, so she has to either lie about being satisfied or give you vague complaints that don't reveal the truth. Watch for 2 specific reactions. First, excessive defensiveness. Why are you asking? Everything's fine. Why do you think something needs to change? This overreaction reveals anxiety about where the question might lead. An innocent person in a normal relationship would engage thoughtfully with the question. Second, watch for complaints that don't match her behavior. She might say, "I wish we spent more quality time together," but you've been suggesting date nights and she's been declining. She might say, "I wish we communicated more," but she's been withdrawn and uncommunicative. These contradictions reveal she's giving you false complaints because she can't give you the real one. "I wish you were more like the person I'm cheating with." The psychological mechanism. People having affairs often can't articulate what's wrong with their relationship because what's wrong is that they're emotionally invested elsewhere. They're getting their needs met by someone else, so complaints about you feel false even as they're saying them. This creates contradictions between what they say they want and what they actually do. Question number 4. Have you made any new friends recently? This question is simple but revealing, because affairs often masquerade as friendships, especially in the beginning. If she's having an emotional or physical affair, the person likely started as a friend or is still being presented that way to others. Your question forces her to either mention this person or conspicuously avoid mentioning them. Watch for specific patterns. If she mentions someone new with excessive detail, where they met, what they have in common, how innocent everything is, she's over-explaining. Innocent friendships don't need justification. If she mentions someone new but becomes defensive when you ask follow-up questions, she's protecting something. But most revealing, if she claims she hasn't made any new friends, but you've noticed her texting more, being on her phone constantly, or mentioning people from work or people from the gym, vaguely without names. The absence of an answer when there should be one is itself an answer. The psychological mechanism. Affair partners occupy enormous emotional space but have to be kept invisible in conversation. When you directly ask about new people in her life, someone having an affair faces a dilemma. Mention the person and risk you paying attention to that relationship, or hide the person and risk the lie being exposed later. Either choice creates observable stress. Question number 5. Do you think about your future differently than you did a year ago? This final question is the most psychologically revealing, because affairs fundamentally change how people see their future. If she's emotionally involved with someone else, her future vision has likely shifted. Maybe she's imagining a future without you, or a future with this other person, or she's questioning commitments she was previously certain about. Watch for several specific responses. Excessive vagueness. "I don't know, I haven't really thought about it." This suggests she's thinking about it constantly, but can't share those thoughts. Sudden uncertainty about previously settled plans. "I'm not sure about the timeline for moving in together anymore," when that was previously decided. Most revealing, if she shifts from we language to I language. "I might want to travel more" instead of "we should travel more." "I'm thinking about my career differently," without including you in that evolution. This linguistic shift reveals she's imagining a future where you're not present or not central. When someone's having an affair, they're emotionally rehearsing a different future. They're imagining what life might be like with this other person, or what life might be like alone, or what life might be like without the complications of their current relationship. This changes how they think and talk about the future. The shift from couple-focused to self-focused future thinking is a profound indicator of emotional detachment.